A lot of this election has been centered around women's rights. And of course, the mainstream media in Hollywood, they have painted it out as if the left is all about women's rights and the right stands against women's rights, but that's not the reality at all. The reality is that the left only really participates in one argument when it comes to women's rights, and we know what that argument is, and I'm not here to have that argument today. But when it comes to things like men competing in women's sports, the left is all for that, right? When it comes to men being allowed in women's bathrooms and women's locker rooms, men being allowed in women's safe spaces, the left promotes that. And the right is standing against that. Donald Trump is standing against that. Kamala Harris is all for men can get pregnant, all for the men have periods too, all for men putting on a wig and a dress and pretending to be a little girl, creeping on your daughters in the bathroom, exposing themselves to your daughters in the locker rooms, at the spas, at the gyms, competing against your daughters in women's sports. So in reality, when you really look at the bigger picture, Donald Trump is more for women's rights than Kamala Harris. The right is taking a stand for women, not the left. And today, Donald Trump was doing a rally in Virginia. And, you know, the Roanoke Women's College swim team, they've been vocal about this new age competing against men in women's sports. They've been really vocal about it. And today, Donald Trump brought the entire swim team, or at least I think it's the whole team. He brought a good portion of the members from this swim team on stage at his rally, and he let them speak. And stuff like this is what the media doesn't want to show you. They want to demonize Trump, make it seem like he's against women. They want to demonize the right, or they want to demonize people who haven't gone all the way down the left-wing hellhole, right? They want to pretend as if we hate women, we're against women's rights and all of that, when in reality, we're the ones taking a stand for women. Women who are voting for Donald Trump, they're the ones who are actually voting for women's rights. You can't claim to be about women's rights while voting for men to replace women in women's sports. You can't claim to be about women's rights when you're voting for illegal immigrants to pour into our country and victimize women all across the country like we've seen over the past 4 years. But what I want to do is I want to play this portion of the rally. I want you all to hear these young women speak, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Last year, the radical left's gender insanity arrived right here in Salem when a man was allowed to transfer onto the Roanoke College women's swim team. And I just met them backstage, the great swimmers. I didn't notice a male on that particular team. I didn't notice a male on that team. Perhaps I don't understand what's happening, but I didn't see any males on that team, believe me. But the brave members of the swim team stood up to the transgender fanatics, something new in our country. And those strong, and I would say beautiful, but I'm not allowed to use that term anymore with women, because if you say beautiful, it means the end of your career in politics. You're not allowed to say a woman's beautiful, so I will not tell you how beautiful they are, but they are beautiful. But those strong, beautiful, intelligent women, they won. They won. And today we're joined by 7 of the great members, really championship, incredible swimmers of the Roanoke College women's swim team that have gotten a little publicity. They've gotten more publicity than I have. What the hell's going on here? Including team captain Lily Mullins, a real champion. Come on up. Come on up, ladies. Lily, everybody.
Thank you so much, President Trump. As female athletes especially, we know that men have an inherent advantage over women in sports. And due to current policies, though, men are competing against women of all ages in all sports. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have advocated for and pushed for this anti-woman sex-based discrimination to continue all over this country. And point blank, it's unfair. So I would like to thank you, President Trump, for standing with women and promising to protect the rights of all of us. And we are so lucky to have a leader like Donald Trump with common sense who knows what a strong woman is and will fight for generations of girls to come. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
What a good job. Thank you, Lily. How about if we introduce each member of the team? Lily, can we do that? Come on up here. Just say your name and come on up, Lily. You handle it.
All right. So I'm Lily Mullins.
I'm Kate Pearson. I'm Katie Blankenship. I'm Juliana Morrow. I'm Hallie Sharp. I'm Susanna Price. And I'm Carter Satterfield.
What the hell is going wrong with our country? Can you imagine? And the men don't realize they're tougher and smarter than us. I hate to say it, but they're tough. The men. All right, that's a great job. Good job you did, Lily. Beautiful. Thank you very much, girls. Go win that championship now, please.
I don't know if you guys noticed their shirts, but look. It says, keep wieners out of women's sports. Classic. Love those shirts. I hope they make them in my size because I want to buy one. But this is what I was saying. Images like this. Donald Trump standing in front of a bunch of young women. These are the images that they don't want to get out there. Donald Trump standing in front of these young women as they voice their support for Trump, but also how can I put it? They oppose what the left is doing. And they're not being intimidated. Listen, for a college kid to speak out about a lot of the wild stuff the left is doing, it takes a lot of bravery. Because college is like the brewing ground for all of these woke ideologies. And now that these young women were brave enough to take a stand and voice their opinion and, voice their opposition to what the left is doing with women's sports, now they're going to have a target on their back. They're going to be harassed and all types of stuff. The party that's all about women's rights will tear women down the moment they step out of line, the moment they oppose democratic ideology, left-wing, weirdo nonsense. The moment you oppose that stuff, your rights as a woman don't matter anymore, okay? All of these people who claim to be all about women's rights, go on social media right now. You will see all of these ultra-feminist women's rights activists tearing down these young girls simply because they don't want to have to share a locker room with a grown man. They don't want to lose scholarships, lose medals, lose victories to grown men competing in their sports. So the party that claims to be all about women's rights really don't like women at all. And that should have been evidently clear when they refused to define what a woman was. Remember that? What is a woman? That is a question that the left, that Kamala Harris, that the Democrats refuse to answer. They refuse to acknowledge what a woman is, but they tell you that they're the party of women. They're the party that's all about women's rights. Yeah, right. I mean, if you can't see through this by now, then you may just be a lost cause. But for those of you all who can see through the nonsense, drop your thoughts below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.